Hi, I know this video is kind of late, and it's clearly not Christmas anymore, and it's almost New Year, but since my neighbors have their Christmas lights on still at 1 in the morning, I can just try making this video. Anyway, important things are is I have a lot of things coming up, Wonder Woman, Godmothered, etc., etc., and I just wanted to get this video out and done with, and I've had some issues, and I'm reevaluating how I'm editing, and how I'm filming, and my upload schedule, and all that. But until then, enjoy the video. Or don't, I'll admit, it's a car crash episode. Enjoy a Christmas video 10 days late, or whatever it is. It's like kind of raining right now. This is not a great idea. It snowed earlier today for the first time like all year, so really I'm not having a good time. Anyway, enjoy the video. It's Christmas Eve, our favorite time of year. No, it's not. Look, Christmas is overrated. It's cold out. Overdone, overplayed. That's a pen. I don't need that for the set. Anyway, I've never truly been a big fan of Christmas. And since Hanukkah's already over, not much I can do. But that doesn't mean I hate Christmas. And maybe we could get in the spirit of liking Christmas a bit more if we just had a good Christmas movie to watch. No. Are you guys sensing a pattern between the last couple movies? They all have a very similar plot, and that plot makes no sense. Before we go any further, if you're a child, again, I've said this before, I click a little button that says, child don't watch, but child still watch. So if you're a child, click off the video now for your own good. Thank you. Cool. Without further ado, the perfect Christmas movie, Unskripted. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. I don't know the words. From now on, your troubles will be left in dirt. So have yourself a very Merry Christmas. Squirt. Are all the kids gone? Hi-oh. Good. We're about to drop a big bombshell right now.
Santa ain't real, so grow the hell up. Santa ain't real, so grow the hell up. I said Santa ain't real, so grow the hell up. Santa ain't real, grow up.
So, let's dive deeper into that, because obviously I didn't want to give too much away in the intro because I didn't have the little warning yet. But Elf and the Santa Claus, two of my favorite Christmas movies. But recently I've noticed something. This probably happened about 2 years back when every YouTuber and their mom was making a video on the Santa Claus, which is still a good movie, don't get me wrong, but they had one very good point. Elf and the Santa Claus both suffer from the same problem. Their movie doesn't make any sense. Here's me explaining it to Jack in the best way I know how. And why we have so many Christmas movies that have the same plot that doesn't make any sense, beyond me. So we're here to fix that. We're here to write the perfect Christmas movie.
Which ones don't make sense, and explain how they don't
Elf,
make sense.
the Santa Claus.
Yeah, I'm confused.
There's a third one. Possibly Noel. I couldn't quite get a grip on if Noel was trying to get me to believe that people didn't believe in Santa or not. But basically what I'm saying is, let's take the Santa Claus, okay? It's the same for all the three of these movies, but let's just take the Santa Claus so I can use one example. In this movie, Santa does exist, okay? He's a physical entity, okay? Unlike in our real world, people don't believe in Santa in the real world because Santa doesn't exist, okay? So every Christmas, the parents have to be Santa, okay? But in the fantasy world, the parents don't have to be Santa because Santa is Santa. So why do parents not believe in Santa? Like that does, and I think even in the Santa Claus, it's like Santa didn't bring me the right doll I wanted, so I don't believe in him anymore. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, that I
And
don't remember.
I, again, haven't seen the Santa Claus again this year, but I believe that's why the mom doesn't believe in Santa. Um, but that's how
Oh,
Elf is, because
because
Elf is like,
something
oh
that something
shoot,
that
people
yeah,
are running
I
low
know what
on
you're talking about
belief.
now. Okay.
And where I love Elf and I love the Santa Claus, you step back for a moment and you just go like, that didn't, what? You know?
Okay.
Um, Danny Gonzalez is a really good song about it. It's called "I'm Gonna Kill Santa Claus." And it's one of my favorite Christmas songs. I'll send you a
Never heard it,
link.
so
It's really
yeah,
funny.
send me a link. I'll listen to it.
So with that out of the way, now we can clear the stage to write a better Christmas movie, one that makes sense in the world we put it in, and also is enjoyable for older children and the entire family. Again, this is not a movie for younger children, as we've already stated. Santa ain't real. So now that we have everything in place, let's start our movie.
Hey Jack, how's it going? Yay!
Hi, friend. Happy
Um,
holidays.
yeah, happy Hanukkah's over, so that's sad. But happy Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Boxing Day hasn't happened yet. Kwanzaa may have happened. I don't follow Kwanzaa, believe it or not.
I have no idea
Um,
what you're talking about right now.
you don't know what Kwanzaa is?
No, I thought you said something else. It was like the thing
Boxing Day,
afterward.
yeah, it's the Australian one, yeah.
That okay. So
Um, so the perfect Christmas movie, easy, simple. What did
or
you
is
watch again? I don't remember exactly. You said Elf, Santa Claus.
I've been just what I typically do. We just watch Christmas
Yeah,
movies. All right. Elf is one. The How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one, and then I think that night that you texted me about this, I also watched the whatever year it was, the '60s version. You know, the old
sure, the one I
animated
had in VHS
cartoon
as a
one.
kid. Yeah, the better
Oh
one.
yeah, that one. Yeah, A Christmas Carol, also starring Jim Carrey.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool. I was
so
gonna watch the Muppet
and
version,
that
but
one.
then I didn't get around to it.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. I
Oh, I
probably
watched it
heard
for
of
the
it.
first time last year. Dude, the Muppet Christmas Carol is so good. Oh my god, so good.
Okay.
Anyway, um, I'll probably have you text me a full list, but
No,
I
that's
watched
probably it.
Noel.
That's all
I
I've
watched
seen.
Disney Plus's Noel, which wasn't bad actually. Wasn't great. Wasn't bad though.
Okay.
I watched Muppet Family Christmas, which is one of my favorite holiday specials, and I watched Prep and Landing. But I've
Okay.
seen other holiday specials before. I know what I'm kind of getting into here. I have hold on. I have some notes. Not a whole lot of notes, just kind of a couple intros for movies that I've kind of scrapped. Um,
Mhm.
but as I've told you already, writing a Christmas movie isn't that hard. Like, come on, come on. But anyway, let's scrap. Okay, I don't have a whole lot, as I already said, but I have an opening scene. Okay, so I'm gonna twist the this plot that we already have, and I'm gonna flip it on its head, because that's what I want to do. Is I want to invert expectations a lot with this movie. So we begin with a montage of. I've chosen to name the main character Derek because I think it sounds like an asshole name. All the Dereks out
Okay.
there, please take full offense.
Okay.
um,
And his name is Kyle, so
but
make sure
anyway, I've
to
chosen
figure
Derek as the
something out
name,
there.
and that's not like permanent. If this movie actually gets made, I don't really care what the main character's name is. I just chose Derek for something convenient, you know. I feel like it's not a name we've seen in the Christmas movie
Yeah.
before. I couldn't think of any Dereks, so that's why I chose it. Um, but basically, it's a montage of him like growing up like over like Christmases, you know. So it's like 8-year-old him
Yeah.
sitting under the Christmas tree unwrapping presents, 10-year-old him unwrapping presents, 12-year-old, it goes through the little and the first like real scene after the montage and like they're singing like a Christmas song at the beginning, and it's probably like that calls with bells of holly, to me, the first real
Well, be
scene
careful, you
is
might get tagged
Derek
as
under the
Shrek right
tree
there.
Christmas morning. It's like the montage fades into this scene, and Derek is 21, 22, um, and he's opening a gift from Santa, and it's like something nice, and it has to do the present in itself has to do with the fact that Derek is moving out in a couple months. This is the beginning of the film,
Yeah.
so. And when he opens the presents, his parents are like, "Yay, you got a fucking house key or whatever." Also, just so you know, next Christmas when you're celebrating at your apartment, Santa's not gonna come because you're 22. Santa's not real, dude. His world is shattered, and you can see it in his face in this moment. Okay, so that's kind of the premise of this movie is him learning that Santa isn't real in his early 20s, and having to learn that Christmas is about family and not gifts. Which again, pretty cliche Christmas movie, but you know what? Every goddamn Christmas movie is cliche. I'm just making one that makes sense and is also perfect.
Taking a more of real world.
Also, this one isn't necessarily a family it's a family movie, but your kids need to be a little bit older. You know?
They need to know. That's the only thing that I was
Yeah,
saying.
they need to know.
It was
I don't want to be the one to tell them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also
You
don't want
want
Elf to be the one. If I'm an 8-year-old, I wouldn't even this is what really made me want to make this video. When I was an 8-year-old, the thought that Santa wasn't real wouldn't have even crossed my mind until I saw Elf.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense.
See, that was the opposite with me. I've watched it literally my entire life, and I've never had that thought. As I've gotten older, and
Oh,
as I've
well, I didn't have that. I didn't have that thought watching Elf in particular, but why the fuck I didn't come out of that movie being why don't they believe in Santa? Is a little bit weird.
yeah, but I think it's probably because right at the end, we as the audience see that yes, it is. You see, yes, oh no, he's telling the truth. Yeah, look, early in the movie, yeah, he was there.
Yeah, I don't know.
And,
Anyway.
and obviously towards there he is.
Anyway, we need to. I figure we cut to him in the big city, whatever city this is, New York, Chicago. I don't really care. But we cut to Derek 2 months later or something like that, or no, probably close to 12 months later. Okay, probably into Christmas time. So we cut to Derek 12 months later. Run away with it. Please help me write this film.
Okay, and just to make this clear, you've only given me the premise. You texted it to me.
That's all I have.
However long.
Yeah.
However long ago it was, and so which is actually interesting because as you were explaining the first beginning, that's kind of how I thought of starting it too. Is not maybe a montage, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, yes, of growing up throughout the different times of life and Christmas and having me being oh, should we? No, too young. Should we? No, let's let them have this fun.
Well, I think a scene similar to that is important because it explains a couple things. A, it shows Derek's love for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It explains the parents kind of I like this idea of you being oh, should we tell him or no? I like that a lot because that includes the parents struggle, not that they're main characters or anything, but it feels like a traditional Christmas movie, which immediately just gets shattered in an instant when they tell him.
Exactly, and then
you're breaking all expectations in a single line.
Yeah, you don't need to say oh, should we tell him blah 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 and say
right, you can just show it in the face.
That could give plenty of time to be oh, it's this, they're gonna do this, and
I like that a lot. I like that a lot, dude.
Get the kids out of there because be oh no, they're going there. Get them out. I saved them from this. That's the only part that I was trying to
I figure we rate this movie PG-13. I figure just for look, I don't love the idea of a PG-13 Christmas movie. I don't really want to swear a whole lot in it because it's a family.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want parents thinking like, oh, I can show this to my. Never mind. I said that, and then I realized parents show their kids PG-13 movies now. That's not a
Exactly.
deterrent.
That's what I'm saying. So like, there needs to be something where it's like, if they
You
know,
know the scene in you know the scene in Daredevil where the guy gets his head bashed into the bowling ball? Maybe that's our first scene just to get.
uh, it needs to be like, if you like, you can pick up on like, oh, they're gonna talk about this, they're going to do this, but for like kids that are younger, like the kid
Yeah.
targeted for kids movies that
Um.
they kind of do be like you said in Elf, they talk about like, oh, this isn't real. But anyway, so obviously we'll stick to how we both thought of this without even talking to each other. Of
Yeah.
all through Christmas, finally it's an adult. He's an adult, whatever, and
Yeah.
they
Cut
tell him.
to cut to the next
I
November and Christmas music playing in the streets, and he's
Sure,
really grumpy.
I'm
He
good with
doesn't
that.
like the spirit of Christmas has kind of been ruined for him because in this point in the film he's still like a little bit angry that his parents are not telling him, and angry for them lying to him, and just like not in a Christmas mood.
Yeah,
Um, he needs to meet. You go.
I've
You go.
taken it kind of differently. I like the maybe cut to next Christmas or whatever, and he's like, he's
Sure.
got, you can introduce like, since he's an adult, he's going to college or whatever. He's got like his friends, then they can be part
Sure.
of it or whatever. But
What if all of his college friends go away for Christmas? What if he was gonna spend Christmas with the boys, and then all the boys go away to have a family?
yeah, well, I was kind of how I thought about it was the reason why he loves Christmas is the feeling like, oh, there's Santa, reindeer, presents get left at the house. It's literally the magic part of it.
Sure.
So learning that that's not real
Shatters the
ruins
whole illusion,
magic
right?
in a sense. Yeah, kind of that reality. So if you cut to next Christmas, it can almost be like, yes, he's upset, kind of like that Grinch about it, and be like, oh, Christmas is terrible. Or I kind of thought like he, because it's around roughly 20 years, knowing,
Yeah,
remembering,
early 20s
being
is
all
what I'm
this.
aiming.
Yeah, and so maybe he listens to his parents obviously, and is like, oh, but at the same time maybe he's like, no, that can't be true, and he kind of goes on this like investigation, go to like places like I don't know, like meet like mall Santas, or like what are those places called? Like not, they're like the
Toy
Christmas
stores?
lands, where you, like, where there's like light shows and
Uh,
trees, and then you go and like you
sure.
do whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
I
some
don't.
place like that.
I know. Here's some pictures because I don't know how to put into words what Jack is talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, like there's just like,
Sure.
it's a
Sure.
Christmas
Sure.
land, kind of like how Halloween's have haunted houses. It's like
It's like that, but
that
it's
type.
not haunted, and it's got Santa in the middle, smoking
Yeah,
a
it's
cigar.
Christmas and all that Christmas stuff. So kind of like goes on this investigation esque journey, maybe bring friends along, whatever, and be like, no, 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 this is real. Look, and finds out over time, and kind of like go behind the scenes or whatever to prove like, yeah, and finds out, no, 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 this isn't
I think while he's
true. This
look, I
is
feel like we have to introduce a second character here, and this second character has to
exactly.
eventually bring the joy of Christmas back into his life. Now I don't know if that's a love interest or not, but I feel like I like where this is
That's
going.
exactly what I'm saying.
What if through his investigating, okay, let's just say he's like investigating a mall scene, okay? Like let's say we've shown him do like a couple like investigations or whatever you want to call them. Um,
Exactly.
and while he's like snooping around a mall scene or whatever, like one of the girls like bumps into him and he like apologizes and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
No,
You
no,
know,
wait.
something like that.
I've literally got this. He brings like
Okay.
younger sibling or like cousin, kind of a kid, because the kid can't go in there and do it. He's gonna do it because he's the bigger one. He's the one really finding out. The kid, he doesn't say like any of this to the kid. Like, oh, he's always like, oh no, this
Okay.
is real. Let's go to these places. Kid always goes off and does whatever, does the whole thing you would do, like go
Yeah.
see Santa, go do this, go do that, for whatever
Go
Christmas
pets
is.
the reindeer. Go drinks hot chocolate. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
well, kind of like the distraction-esque part of it. She's the distraction, so then he can go behind the scenes and do whatever. And obviously, he can't tell. And I guess later at the like low point where he like accepts it, but he's not gonna tell the whatever younger sibling, cousin, whatever. Pretty much the kid or whatever, and finds out the kid. I would probably go with cousin or whatever, close relative about that, and say, oh, and they're at like some family party, and he's he's upset. He's dealing with like, why are we even doing this? Like none of it's real. But he overhears like in a conversation between family members, be like, oh, I couldn't afford to get Christmas gifts, or I couldn't afford to get that for the kid, the cousin, and then it hits him like, oh, I can do this. I can be that Santa. I can be that person that goes and gets the gifts,
Oh, the
come
tree's
and
falling. The
bring
tree's
that
falling.
magic. Bring that magic to
I
this
I
person's.
love this. Can we flesh this out a bit more? I think this is a full movie. I think this is a full plot.
Yeah,
I feel like we need to flesh it out a bit more.
yeah, I know.
So
Like this is just like
let's just recap what we have
basic
so far.
concept.
Okay, let's just recap everything so we're all on the same page. We start in 20 what? Okay, let's say we'll start with age. Okay, we start with like 4-year-old him unwrapping gifts. We do a montage of him until he's 20.
Yeah, so like maybe
The
every like
the montage of
four,
him, it ends with
10,
him finding out
15.
Christmas isn't real.
Yeah,
Right. And then at 21, we skip a year. Okay, so now we're at 21. And he is. Because obviously, if he finds out on Christmas Day when he's 20, then he
yeah,
can't really do a whole lot. So,
can't
20.
do.
Like, he thinks about it for a whole year. This has been bothering him for a full year.
Mm-hmm.
21, he goes investigating, he goes searching around while still, like, trying to keep the joy alive for. Um, I don't I don't like the idea of it being a younger sibling because I just feel like right, if
Yeah,
it were telling him on Christmas Day under the
yeah,
tree that kind of I like the
yeah,
cousin idea. I think that
yeah,
really works. We would have
yeah. I
to
just thought of that. Skip the whole younger sibling. Let's go with like a cousin.
Oh, can I throw a different idea out?
Yeah.
He's babysitting. It's the kid he's babysitting. Let's make it two kids.
Ooh.
Let's make it two children. A boy and a
Yeah.
girl, baby. I
Okay.
like this idea. So he's babysitting and he overhears the parents say like, "Oh, we can't afford to give them both gifts this year," something like that. Um, and so
Something on the lines. Yeah.
he goes on a journey. I think at this point in the movie, when he finds that out, that should be the moment like it really hits him like Santa isn't real. But this should be
Yes.
where he's at his lowest, okay?
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm saying. He's
then
at his lowest, and he's like at almost that acceptance point. Like, yeah, I can't find proof that
I
it
don't
is.
think I don't think that he should immediately hear that and go, okay, I'll buy them gifts. I feel like we have to have more of a journey, and it ends with him buying them gifts.
Yeah.
But we have to figure out how to get there. I feel like this is a turning point in the movie, but maybe the first 30 minutes or so. I feel like
Yes.
we have the first act down. So how do we get from his lowest point of just like sorrow, like I don't sorrow is a strong word, depression and like anger, like all these emotions. Um, and how do we bring that into joy?
Maybe we can keep that concept of a family Christmas event. He goes, he doesn't want to, but he's got whatever. Like there's some sort of get together
There's
for
some
the
sort of
holiday.
gathering. Okay.
Yes, and
I
then
like
he
the
kind
idea
of,
of a Christmas party,
but
and then we
then
could make the kids he's babysitting like family friends
yeah,
or like neighbors.
yeah, and then
Um,
while they're at this party, maybe the parents are like because obviously throughout the years he's like, oh, Christmas is like his favorite time of year,
yeah,
smallest,
he's
and
all
they
bummed out,
notice.
and his parents.
Yes, and he's like, well, and then again, there's that conversation. I'm like, well, none of this is real. There's no point of But then it could be like his parents make him realize, like, I mean, think about it. You had this feeling, just because some guy in a big red suit didn't do it, you had that magical feeling, and we did it. We are the ones that, like, made that magical for you.
Pooped on your lawn and called
Some
it reindeer
some
shit when you were
speech like that,
6.
Yeah, some speech like that where it's just like we make that magic for you. That's still there. It's just not some random guy in a big red suit that comes and does it like we do it.
I like this. I feel like this has to add, like, this has to be like a beginning of. I feel like it's not just immediate joy still. Okay, I feel like we goes to the Christmas party. His parents like sit down and like, hey, stop it. Look, you can still love Christmas and not, have Santa.
Yeah. I feel
Um,
like after that,
on
it's like it's in the back of his head, kind of like,
right, it's like right, it's rolling around.
and then he meets up with the kids, and the kids mention something like, "Oh, my dad said this. Oh,
I'm so
my
excited for
mom
Christmas.
said that." Yeah, I'm
I'm
so
so excited.
excited.
I'm gonna get a BMX bike this year. The kid's like 6 and he's getting a fucking motocross bike, and
Yeah, some.
then I think no, that's too early for that. I was gonna say we do a montage of like him working like odd jobs or whatever to raise the rest of the money he needs to get them whatever gift they want. But I feel like that needs to happen really toward the end of the film.
Hmm. Yeah, that should be something like
Um,
beginning of like
what if
Act
he
Three
debates?
or whatever.
What can we add a subplot? Can I add a subplot?
Yeah, what do you
What
got?
if? So let's take it back. So we go to the Christmas party, okay? And after the Christmas party, he's like babysitting the kids again. Um, and the kids mentioned like, oh, we're so excited for this for Santa. Like, I can't wait to get whatever present. And
Okay.
then you have some sort of internal monologue playing. I don't know how you exactly express this. Um, but you show like Derek is like really contemplating telling them that Santa isn't real, and that their parents can't afford gifts. And then like we replay that clip of the parents being like, "Oh, remember how much you enjoyed this?" And then like the replaying like some of his childhood memories of Christmas.
Exactly.
And that's the moment where it hits him that Christmas is more than
Yes, it's
Santa.
not about this type of magic, and it's not about that. It's about doing stuff for the people you care about. That type of
Right.
situation.
And then the rest of the movie, I feel like this isn't a super long movie. This could almost be like an hour TV
Yeah,
special at most.
yeah, exactly. But like at the
But
same time, this is like our first time ever even thinking about making a movie.
we literally sat down and improv wrote a movie. And also, Prep and Landing is like 40 minutes, 20 minutes or something like that. And Prep and Landing is a great film. Do you know what Prep and Landing even is?
Yeah, like it's the I know exactly what it is. Is that like elf animated one, and like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like
yeah. It
someone
was on like
forgot
ABC or something
to
when we were
drop
like
off the
8.
present. Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know
Cool,
what it
cool,
is.
cool, cool. For people who don't know, 'cause they probably it's on Disney Plus, but it aired on
Search it
like
up,
ABC
watch it.
Family. It's like 15, 20 minutes. It's really enjoyable. Um, but basically it's about kind of a similar thing where it's like an elf who's like given up on like the Christmas cheer. You got like down to promotion or whatever. And
Hmm.
then by the end of the movie he like gets offered the promotion, but he's changed, he learns to enjoy Christmas again. And I feel like we've taken a lot of elements from other Christmas movies and just put them into a pretty good like I if I had to say this movie just sounds good at least. Now,
Yeah,
can I say this is
I
going to be the
like.
perfect Christmas movie?
I'm digging this. Like I was thinking about this
Yeah,
the
I
past
really
few
like this
minutes. I'm
film.
like, oh, I'm digging this idea. And then obviously there's that like final act, whatever. Where he goes and gets the gifts. He drops them off. He does the whole Santa thing, and then he meets
I
up with
think
them on Christmas Day. And there's like some sort of like
have you seen the Goofy Christmas movie, whatever it's called? It's not a full movie. It's like in like Once Upon a Mickey or whatever. I haven't seen it in a
I
long
think I
time, so
have.
okay. So to uh replay what my knowledge is of this movie to people who haven't seen it. Hold on, I'm waiting for my dog to stop being my dog.
It's fine.
We done?
Okay, go.
Okay. So to fill any of you in who haven't seen the Christmas Goofy special, whatever it is, basically Max, Goofy's son, is not believing in Christmas anymore, and he doesn't believe in Santa or whatever. And Goofy wants to keep that magic alive in his son, so he comes down the chimney in a Santa costume. And I don't really remember how that movie resolves, believe it or not, but I feel like we need to do a similar thing. So he realizes he has to kind of be Santa. I feel like if the parents are too broke to have a presents for their kids,
maybe
we can also have them. We can either give them a really bad looking tree, like a dead tree, or no tree at all. And I think what we should do is say no tree at all, and the kids are concerned, oh, I hope Santa actually gives us gifts if we don't have a tree.
Yeah.
So I think, and then we show a journey of our main character Derek going doing extra jobs and stuff that to make a little bit of extra money so we can buy them a nice tree. And then Christmas night, he explains this all to the parents, and the parents you don't have to, and he goes, no, I want to.
Yeah.
And then Christmas night they let him in, and he brings in a tree, and he decorates a tree, and he decorates their whole house, and he puts in gifts opposite the Grinch goes back and redecorates everything, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. The opposite of the Grinch, who goes in during the night and takes everything, is during the night he goes in and brings all the.
But that's a happy ending. I never intended this movie to be sad.
Like,
I just wanted it to be real.
Then you make the the resolution of it. He shows up Christmas morning, and then he gets
in a Santa costume. No, he's in a Santa costume.
In a Santa costume. He even just goes in as himself, and the kids' reaction, how they react to Christmas, oh my gosh, Santa came and did all this, and it gives him that feeling like he just created that magical thing for those kids, And then you get that big old happy ending with maybe they're eating a meal or whatever, and you get a cutout and it cuts out of the house, and then you get some silhouette look, of.
And whatever. Santa Claus has been watching them the whole time.
That could be it.
I'm kidding.
No, because then that's actually great. Because what if some kid does watch this and
watch the movie? Right, I thought about this earlier in the video, but here's why we can't do that, okay? Yes, what if some kid watches the movie and then finds out Santa isn't real from this? A, bad parenting. Don't let your kid watch this movie. I think this is a great movie to watch, just from what we've thrown out in the world, but don't let your kid watch this movie.
I think this is a
good
idea.
Secondly, if we canonize Santa in this universe, then why the fuck did we have to go through this whole story? It brings the same plot hole that I'm complaining about.
I'm not complaining about it. It's still pretty good to me.
Yeah, but it's not perfect. The title of this video is Making the Perfect Christmas Movie. Perfect is probably all capitalized, so.
But is there really such thing as a perfect movie?
Yes, we've written it.
Okay.
Some fine-tuning needs to be done, for sure.
Absolutely.
But we've written the perfect Christmas movie.
For a
because if we haven't, I don't know what else to do.
Is a general sense of just pretty much improvising right now. I say we got something pretty good here.
I feel like if we worked out the bugs and we wanted... Well,
exactly.
Look, how about this? Next Christmas, when we can get together again, because there is a vaccine. It's not there is a vaccine though. So you have to imagine by this time next year we can get together. So this time next year when we're able to get together, let's film the perfect Christmas movie.
You want to make it?
I don't know. We'll see where we're at in a year, won't we?
Let's just say we have an
I would have to get we would have to get child actors. Hey, I don't know anything about directing. I know how to make I know what a good movie is when I see it, and I know how to tell what's a good movie. but could I go about making that? Oh, B. What kind of budget would we like? We would be working with a really low budget, so how would we be able to do that?
It's true.
C. We would have to find at least 2 little kids and follow filming laws probably about that, and that feels like it's
Let's
just
just
a lot of
say
kind of.
we've got an idea, and maybe at some point in our lives, if
Yeah, I was just about to
for
say
some
that.
reason
Look,
we
I would
want
love
to
to make
make
this
a
movie
movie,
someday. If
exactly,
some studio wants to hit us up and we can write, like, we can
we
fledge out
can.
the details,
We'll be the
that's great.
background people. We get the what's it the credit for it.
Well, I want the writing credit at least. Maybe be a
Yeah,
producer.
we can work
Yeah.
on it. We're just
Um,
behind the scenes.
I don't need to act in it now. But
No,
if no
no,
studio
just
hits
I
us
need
up,
I need the
look,
full on
if no
camera.
studio hits us up and this channel gets a bunch of like we boost in popularity, maybe one Christmas we'll make it. Like,
Yeah,
got the time, got the resources. Why not? You know, I would want to watch the perfect Christmas movie.
I would be interested in this one.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
being
at
biased
worst,
just
it's
because I made it or helped
just
it.
because I wrote it doesn't mean I'm being biased. Hey,
I
the
just
worst that
really wanted
happens
to
is we
because I
post a
made it.
free movie on YouTube. The worst that happens is we post a free like hour movie on YouTube and you're not paying for it. You know? Boo hoo. I sat through an hour movie that was okay and not perfect like I was promised. Um so we have a couple more things we have to cover.
We do.
Um yeah, what's the title of our perfect Christmas movie? Because we can't call it the perfect Christmas movie, believe it or not. Because if we call it that, people will let their kids watch it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, this is a toughie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't say we need it. We'll just do what all studios do. Just say untitled Christmas movie as
That's
of
no
this
fun.
moment.
Okay, if we're gonna go through making a perfect
No,
Christmas
because
movie
I
for a video,
guarantee
we
there
have
will
to
be.
give it a
I
name.
can't make one right now on the spot.
No, we have
No.
to get one right now. Jack, you're gonna ruin someone's Christmas. What if we
All right,
called it?
Derek, A Christmas Story.
I was about to say Derek's Christmas a couple of minutes ago.
How about that one?
um, no, I got a better one. Okay.
Go for it.
So I don't have a. Okay, look, you're putting me on the spot here, and I don't have an actual perfect name, but I have an idea for the name. Okay. So something along the lines of reviving the Christmas magic. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't love calling it that. I don't like love that name, but I think Christmas magic needs to be part of it.
There. Yeah,
Newton
I
does
did
not
that. That
agree.
was my magic. I did that here.
um,
Yes. For
but I
now,
feel like
a working title, Christmas Magic. How about that?
Christmas magic. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Just a working
Um,
title. It can.
yeah, if we ever make this movie, you can't call us out on it not being called Christmas
Changed.
magic, just like you can't call us out on the main character not being named Derek. But
This is all just in the moment.
yeah. Do you have anything else you have to add?
No, I think we got a pretty good idea.
Okay, cool. Kyle at the curtain, take it away.
And so we wrote it. Perfect Christmas movie. You can't deny it because it's just fact, probably. But what really makes a perfect Christmas? Have we gone too far in our creation? No, why would I even say that? We wrote the perfect Christmas movie. It encompasses everything good about the holiday. Reality, family, good film writing. Derek, oh God, Jesus is mad at me. I've done too many bad things. And with everything settled upon, I present to you Christmas Magic, coming to theaters like 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 years after theaters reopen. Probably not until 2054. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this, you can subscribe and hit the bell for more content and updates for more content. We post unscripted videos every Thursday. And if you like Jack, you can let us know in the comments, and we'll bring Jack on for more episodes. There is a plan to bring Jack on for a couple more in the future. But if you like him and you want to see him in more videos, just let us know. And you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, at Access Comics and at Access Comics Official. And we will see you next week with the final episode of the year. Isn't that mind blowing? Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Christmas song, Christmas song, Christmas song, wow. Songs about things and Christmassy things. I don't know the words or copyright things. It's the Christmas song, wow, break it down. It's a Christmas song about Christmas things and lights and trees and also other things. Lights, trees, flakes, and bees? I don't know, Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. Christmas. Merry Christmas. Don't mind it's January 5th. Have a Christmas. Merry Christmas.